Hello again. I'm going to take a look at your final portfolio, the prelude to the website. This is where we're just going to do some editing together and figure out which are your best images. And we're starting off with Bryce. And Bryce, I'm so happy to see that you brought this back in. I remember that. It's beautiful. We just haven't seen it in a while. I think that could almost be like a cover image for your website. So you can think about that. These two also beautiful. So this category is your personal choice. So you might want to give that a title. You know, like something about finding beauty in nature, or, One thing I like to do when I'm playing around with words is I look things up on a thesaurus. You can go to thesaurus.com and just put in any word that you're trying to come up with a different way of saying something, and it'll give you a whole long list. It's kind of looking up synonym for, a certain word, but it's faster and better. Wait a second, I should check and see if that still exists. Okay, it does. It's weird because things just change and time passes. Oh, and there's more. Forgot about this. Okay, so there's 3. Oh, I love these choices. Okay, that's awesome. I'm loving your personal choice. Yep, I like every single one of those. Okay, depth of field. Now, one thing you don't want to do is have an image that appears in 2 different categories, one that people have seen before. So even though I love this image, I would either keep it for this category or keep it for your personal choice. And, add a different one for whichever category lost it. I don't really remember that photo, but I like it. And then the insects work really well, or I guess that's just an insect home. And then as far as your nature photo walk category, I would choose this for one or the other as well. Oh, and both of these. And then your still life, I remember those very well. I think those are great. Okay, so simple, quick review to the point. Let me know if you're having any trouble deciding which images to use for any of those categories where you want to replace the image with something new. I'd be happy to help. Okay, Bryce. Oh, and Bryce, I forgot to mention, I would like you to add your portrait category. I think that would be a really smart decision, unless you are highly opposed to taking portraits. That is one of the things that most people want. They want a picture of themselves. People love themselves, or they want to love themselves, or they want a good picture of themselves for, something, some reason, so many reasons. Social media, right? Okay, here we go with Belinda and Belinda. Okay, so you had a new photo shoot since we looked at your images last, and this looks like prom. I mean, what I would think of as prom. And so your personal choice, I would definitely give it a title other than personal choice, unless it's personal choice dash or slash something, like couples, best friends. I don't know. I could think of this, a lot. Things just, start coming to my mind like two of a kind, but, that might not be the most appropriate. Because you have varying subjects, so it's got to be more open-ended. Okay, so I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from that shoot. And I honestly have to say, and you're either going to be really upset, but personal choice, okay, I think that really you may be able to use 2 out of these 5, only because they're so similar. Now, like this, this one is different enough, but not really. And then just one of them posing and looking at the camera. So that could be its own category, prom. Who doesn't want to have their prom pictures taken? And, especially somebody who has skills. So that's one suggestion. Or you're going to have to, and I know that these are like special events, really. And that could even be a title for this personal choice special events. You're either going to have to fill that out another way, or, like I said, choose another category for personal choice and have separate categories for these. Mm-hmm. Like I could see a category best friends, and I'm also seeing a little bit of trouble here. The images are beautiful, but the ones that you've chosen, like these 2, are very similar. They're in the same position. These 2, again, are similar in their poses. So you could really only use, of those that you chose, 3 at most. So we've got some decisions to make. And your natural beauty, I like these. I like all 3 of those. Beautiful. And your landscapes, I am a little on the surprise side with these 2 choices. I think you actually have better landscapes. So I would look back to the landscape video, landscape feedback video, and see, and I apologize, deeply, deeply apologize, if I contradict myself from another feedback video. But right now I'm looking at what you've chosen and what I think is the best choices for your website. So, just give me some give me some leeway here. Okay, and your food photos look great. Okay, very, very nice, Belinda. Just a few things to figure out. And please let me know if you need my help. I am super happy to help you. Okay, next person, and it is Astrid. Okay. So right off the bat, I am curious about So this is personal choice. And I don't know if I had mentioned this, but your images can't be similar. I mean, you really, right here what you have is two images that are very similar and one with the same character that really stands out. So I would go back to that feedback video and make sure you're choosing images that look different. Okay? And that is just for those three. These three are great. All different angles, and I absolutely love seeing how you put your character into these images. And I like how it's closer up and closer up still. Just beautiful, really just beautiful. Okay, so that one was personal choice. And I'm guessing, okay, so these photos are new this week. And these are also the photos that you included your new, to me, or the rest of us, OC characters. And those we saw with your cyanotypes. Okay. All right, so that's a very nice collection. I think I would give them titles and make notes about what people would see who looked at your website and how they would understand. So personal choice is really a variety of things. Okay, so here you have still lifes. So one of these that we can use, and definitely look back on that one. And so there's 6 still lifes. I would make still life a separate category. Perhaps make this your personal choice then. You know, your photography with your OC characters added. Because you have plenty of images to make just that part, you know, and it's really separate than the still life. Even though, you know, some of them have your characters. I think I would put all the OC characters and their images, their original images, in the personal choice series, and then you could title that. And photo walk. Okay. So those are the best images from your photo walk. You have to remind me, did you build this? You have to remind me of that. I would actually straighten this image so that your verticals are straight, and that would be a real easy fix. So just put your crop window, you know, to ratio, click and drag over the entire thing, rotate it when you see the little curvy line with the arrows, and then it's going to cut off some parts. So you might need to go back to the original of this if it's been cropped already. You could also try the straighten tool, which you see when you open up the crop window, and it's the little lever, or level, lever. It's the little level that looks like a suitcase. Some kind of bag. Okay, so that's fine for that. And then still life separate. Okay, so your OC characters are so embedded in this whole body of work. Perhaps you could completely separate the original still life images into one category and the images with your OC characters added to another category. What do you think about that? That seems to make sense. And definitely titles, stories, everything. Okay, and landscape. Great. Very nice. And you might have a better one than this. It seems a little dark, a little bit compared to the others. I mean, that doesn't mean you can't have a dark landscape. I mean, this one is by far the best of the three. But I think I would look back into the landscape feedback and see if you have anything that is even better. And, you know, you could also consider reshooting, knowing what you know now. All right, Astrid. I will get back to you soon about your feedback for Unit 12. Talk to you soon. And here is Sydney. So, one note right off the bat, field of depth is actually flipped. So it's depth of field is the terminology that you want to use for this category. This image right here, I really love. I wonder if you did try increasing the contrast a little bit. I really love it, but I feel like those whites could pop a little bit more. And I never noticed this area before. I don't know what that could be. But still, this is a welcoming way to enter this series. But I noticed that you picked a lot of the pink flowers. Let's see. Maybe not that much. Okay, so we've got this pink and white and this pink and white. So I would choose between those two. And we've got these two with the pink. So I would choose one of those. And then you've got plenty of other images to add. So tons and tons and tons. This one stands out on its own. This one is great. Keep it. This one I don't know. I feel like that's a retake for me. And I think I did give you that feedback. The color's beautiful, but it's just, you know, kind of an odd composition. And then we've got more pink and more pink. So the pink of those three, I think this is your best. But I definitely wouldn't have multiple images of the same subject. So look back to those and see what else you can find that's also great, but different. And then your landscapes. I'm just losing my voice by this time of day. Talk too much. And I'm not sure about these either. I think you could use one that's a walkway. I would say this one. And then I would choose other landscape images for the other two. Yeah, I think that's an important thing to do. And then your man's best friend, I mean, these two are adorable. They're different enough. This one I honestly don't think is clear enough, or it seems underexposed. So I don't think it would hurt to take another image of this little pup, cutie pie. I think that you could do a much better image, you know, worthy of your work. These two I like. They're great. Okay, Flying Insect series. Let me just quick look down through these again. Now, I see that this is the same butterfly. However, the images are different enough. I don't know, have I seen this image before? I love it. I think you honestly might have another picture that's better of the bee. I would look back through those and your feedback video and check that out. Only because the pink is really just pow, 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 pink, 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 pink. So you don't want to overdo photos that are, you know, mostly about the same subject. And that looks like it. But I mean, you've got so many awesome, awesome photos. So I would just do a little bit of editing here. And please let me know if I can help you with that. I'd love, 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 love to help. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Very, very soon. Okay. All right, let's see who's next. Sydney was next. I love seeing your feedback. It's so good. Okay. Next is Lauren. And Lauren. Hopefully, I'm just going to pause while this is loading to save time, you know, your time. So here's Lauren, and very inviting first image, very sweet. And I'm surprised I like it, honestly, because I'm always like anti-flash. Flash. But it's really cute. And I even love this this font that you chose. I wonder if you purchased that font, because that is special. And I do love that image as well. And then you've got two here that are very similar. Of these two, I think I would choose this one. And then that's really enough for your portrait photography. Nature photography, love both of these. Beautiful. And that one's nice as well. Okay, still life, that's where we run into a little bit of trouble. A still life is where an artist places objects in a certain arrangement and then paints photographs, you know. And it's called still life because they're objects that don't move. So no moving objects, and the objects are placed by the artist. That's my understanding of what a still life is from, you know, I never read the definition, but that's what I know. So I really like this image, but that could be another category, you know, that could be your nature walk or your photo walk. This one could also be nature. And it's just got that little hidden self-portrait there, which I love. And then this one I just don't even know. You could do a separate category. I think we talked about this before in one of the feedback videos, where you're taking photos inside someone's home for, you know, various reasons. Like if they want to sell their home, they want to just reference to what their home looks like right now. You know, maybe they're very pleased with their home. So home photography is a thing. So you could have a separate category with that. But still life, nope. That is not going to work. Okay, Lauren, let me know if you need any help with choosing anything else, and I'll talk to you very soon. Oh, by the way, Lauren, I wanted to say that your line that you love capturing real emotion. I think that that could be a little quote on your website along with your portraits. I think that's a great quote to have and to get business. Really, that's a beautiful quote. Okay, so we're going to look at Abigail. And let me see if I can just do. Hold on. I was just not sure how I wanted to view this. The slideshow wasn't going to work. So that looks good. Personal choice. You definitely want to give your personal choice a name that speaks to summer. It could just be summer. You know, it really could. But use your creativity and coming up with a title for your personal choice. And let's see. So I know that there's okay, so which one do I like? I always like this one. That one, This one, yes. This one, no. This one, let me think about that. Okay, this one, yes. This one, no. This one, yes. Definite yes. This one, definite yes. And this one, definite yes. This one, too. I would even include this one. Okay, so just a few of those that we can just kind of edit out because they're too similar to others and not as striking. Alright, still life photography. You know, I was just looking at these earlier and I thought, it never even crossed my mind that this was, you know, fake plastic flowers. Never crossed my mind. I mean, of course, if I'd have thought about it a little bit more, I would have said, well, sure they are. But it never crossed my mind. And then when I saw this photo, which I like, it's really bright and nice and light. This is where I can tell that it's, you know, it's a fake flower. So I don't know if, you know, take that as you may. I like the photo. But if that makes a difference to you, you know, you could edit it out. It's not as good as the other three. Okay, and here's edited. Alright, your skies. I think those are both successful. This one, I don't know. Honestly, I don't think it compares with the other two. Even though, you know, the closer branch is much sharper than the background, and there's color, I don't think that it is striking enough or successful enough to include with the other two. So I would choose another one there. And just look back to your edited photos. Maybe it's, instead of editing, it's sunset skies, or, you know, something different. Okay, so composition. Love that. Love. Great. Great. Okay. So I'm good with all of those. I think those are all great. And you could even put the rule that you used. You know, why not? It's an example of a certain thing that the average person might not know anything about. So, I mean, while I understand it and you understand it and the class understands it, you know, anybody who's coming across your website or that you know, shared with might not know a single thing about what we are looking at. So you could add that. You could add titles. There's the landscape. So this image is so cool to me. It's just all of these leading lines, and they're just, you know, they're implied lines. And it's just, it's kind of like a zoom burst. If you look up that, that's a really fun thing to do. And like that. And love that. So great, great landscape images. Those are all good. Very good. Very successful. Just a little bit of editing out, not too much. Okay, so let's see. We'll go to our next. Hello, Antoine. So here we go with your, I looked through both of the files and I think that they are the same. So I love this slide. I wonder if you're going to use this photo to introduce your, you know, this category. I honestly don't think you can, really, but I really like the idea of it. Maybe you could capture something similar. Excuse me, you really know how to do shallow depth of field. So you could do that. And I also think that your night photography could have a title to it. I really enjoy the air of mystery to it. That said, you know, night mystery, you know, we don't want to go with anything cliche. And I think you're better at coming up with a unique way of saying things. So I would definitely include your own personal quotes, what you would say about things on your site. And, you know, that makes me think of a professor I once had who said, your first idea is always your worst. And I was just like, no, it isn't. I think of good things. But now, knowing, you know, having taught, this is, you know, 15 years later, I get it. I understand what he means. I mean, this one is great. This one is good. This one is spectacular. Spectacular. I adore this image. And I like this one as well. So might have a story for that. And you might even have more images. Just thinking about your night photography. You might even want to do some more shooting with that warm light. You know, I think it really tells a story. Okay, nature and light rays. Now this, honestly, I'm gonna guess that's not your image either. Okay, but I love this category. Love this category. It's very cool. So almost like when you get to this image, even though it's great, it's like, wait a minute, where's the light rays? And then this one needs an explanation for sure. Because I don't think the average Joe is going to come in here and look at this and think, oh yeah, I know what that is. So you're going to have to add either title everything or just add an explanation for this one. Okay, portraits. Now sadly, although this is a real cutie pie, the image is not very good. You know, we've got some distracting elements to it. I think you could get a better pet portrait than that. You know, especially with, you know, like window light, you know, during certain times of day, and interesting shadows, and but I would definitely replace that image. But the three you chose here, great, looks real good. Okay, so that's a great portrait category. And then I would, if you're going to include a pet portrait, I would so title that Pet Portraits. So, you know, that's something that people are interested in. So I see there's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you've only got 3 categories so far. So what you need is your personal choice, which is a single category with 10 images, and then 3 additional categories. So, looks like the nature and light ray photography might be a good personal choice, and then you'll just have to choose something else for your personal choice. So here I'm just looking down through this to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I think that's the category you have the most images so far. Yeah, these 2 documents are the same but different titles. So just 1 more category to add there. And you got your raw files. Excellent. And Rachel. Okay, now Rachel has gone way above and beyond. She has jumped right in and started working on her website. And she's got her raw files. So incredible. And I think this is an inviting opening page. Especially this image. Okay, so this is my personal choice. I think that you might have done the same thing that Antoine did, where you need a personal choice category that has 10 images, and whatever you title it, and then 3 additional, 3 to 4, 3 to 5 additional categories that have a minimum of 3 images. So your food photography, I swear, Rachel, I know you did more food photography. And you know, I noticed something tonight. Remember that in the last video I was talking about this area of blur here. And I thought it was just that photo shoot, but now that I look at these images, notice how this side is blurry and this is not in the background. Even, you know, even here, we've got more brightness, less detail. And this, you really notice it. So I'm wondering if there's something wrong with the lens of your camera. I mean, it could be something as simple as a smudge, you know, that maybe you just didn't clean off. And I would recommend, if you don't have a lens cloth, like for glasses or anything like that, I would use a soft t-shirt and check that out. And, you know, it could be even damaging your camera. Not sure, but this image I don't think I would include. Not only because the other image is better, but the background is just not working. It's got too much distraction there. This is definitely a gorgeous photo. And trying to remember if this is the one that we said was the best, the very best. And I know when I gave you your feedback, it's in the Unit 13 discussion, I talked about all of your images and, you know, which were the best and which might need to be reshot. Because here, I mean, in this image, regardless of what I said in the last one, I only see this little bit of clarity here. That's it. So I don't think I would have chosen this one of all of the images that you had for that assignment, for the food photography. Okay, so food photography and outdoors. Let me pause while that loads. Okay, there's your outdoors. Let's take a look at these. Isn't it interesting how they have to make the vertical image as wide as the horizontal? So it's huge. Love that picture. Love that reflection. Like that one, but I wonder if you have any better ones. And then this one as well. It's okay, but it's not super clear. So I wonder if you have any better landscape photos. And then finally, is your still life. Still life, real life. I like that. Okay. Now I do like this image, but it does not compare to this one. So that should be the first. This one I don't know if I would include. And then puppy baby here is a still life is just placed objects by the artist. Artist placed them and then created an artwork about them. So pup cannot be still life because he's not still or she's not still. They're living things. So I'll have to find another still life there. And then you can always reshoot knowing what you know now. Not that big of a deal. And having the layout of your website, you know, you're way ahead of everybody else. So I like your links here. I like your home page. And then your contact. Great. Isn't that, I hope you found that easy. The Adobe portfolio. I do not see your social media, so I know that's one thing to add. But just a few changes here and there, nothing too terrible. All right, Rachel, I'll talk to you soon. Let me know if you need help with anything.